Welcome to NextLevel Credit, where we turn credit confusion into financial power. If you're ready to repair your credit, build business credit, and unlock the funding you deserve, you're in the right place. From step-by-step guides and insider tips to real success stories and expert strategies, we break it all down so you can level up your financial future, one smart move at a time. Subscribe now and take control of your credit, your business, and your life. It's not just about credit, it's about building your next level. Today, I will be guiding you through step-by-step how to stop ID thieves fast, the ultimate credit freeze guide picture. This, some scammer, armed with your stolen social security number and date of birth, tries to open a shiny new credit card in your name. They're dreaming of a shopping spree, maybe a quick cash advance, but instead, BAM! They smack right into a digital wall. Instantly, their application gets denied, their little scheme is kaput, and your financial identity stays safe and sound. This isn't some far-off dream. This is the real power of a credit freeze. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build that wall. Let's be honest, we hear about data breaches almost every day, right? It can feel overwhelming. The Identity Theft Resource Center said that in 2024 alone, a whopping 1.35 billion people were affected by data compromises. That number is just huge. Sometimes it feels like we're all just waiting for our number to be called, doesn't it? But what if I told you there's a super effective, and get this, free tool that can stop many types of identity thieves dead in their tracks, asterisk, before asterisk, they wreck your finances. We're talking about stopping those bogus new accounts before they even get started. What exactly is this digital wall? Understanding a credit freeze. So what's this magic shield I'm talking about? It's called a asterisk credit freeze asterisk, or sometimes you'll hear it called a asterisk security freeze asterisk. Think of your credit report like your financial resume. It's what lenders check out when you apply for a loan, a credit card, a mortgage, and sometimes even for things like a new phone plan or utilities. This report, kept by the three big credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, is packed with sensitive info about your borrowing history. When you place a credit freeze, you're pretty much telling these bureaus, hold up, don't give my credit report or score to any new potential creditors unless I personally give you the green light. It's like putting your financial resume in a super secure lockbox. If a lender can't see your credit report, they usually won't approve a new line of credit. And just like that, the identity thief trying to open an account in your name gets a big fat nope. Now you might be thinking, whoa, this sounds pretty serious. Is it going to mess up my credit score? Absolutely not. Freezing your credit has zero nada zilch impact on your existing credit score. It also doesn't stop you from using your current credit cards or affect any loans or accounts you already have. You can keep swiping, paying your mortgage, and doing your financial thing just like always. A freeze specifically blocks the opening of new accounts. And the best part? Thanks to federal law, putting a freeze on your credit, temporarily lifting it, sometimes called thawing, and permanently removing it is completely free with all three major credit bureaus. No sneaky fees, no subscriptions, just straightforward financial protection. It's one of the most powerful, proactive things you can do to guard against certain kinds of identity theft, especially new account fraud. Why is this so darn important? Identity theft isn't some rare thing you only see in the movies. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, there were over 365,000 reported cases of identity theft in the US. A big jump from the previous quarter. And credit card fraud? That was the most common type. The cost of cybercrime is predicted to hit an unbelievable $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. These aren't just statistics. They're real people dealing with real stress and real financial messes. Credit freeze is your first line of defense. Why bother? The powerful benefits of freezing your credit. Okay, so it's free and it blocks new accounts. But let's talk a bit more about asterisk. Why asterisk you should really think about hitting that freeze button, even if you don't feel like you're at immediate risk. First off, asterisk peace of mind. Seriously, in a world where data breaches seem to be weekly news, knowing your credit reports are locked down can really cut down on the worry. Remember that crazy statistic? 1.35 billion people affected by data compromises in just 1 year. It's not really a matter of asterisk if asterisk your data is out there. but more like asterisk when asterisk and asterisk how much asterisk. A credit freeze gives you a feeling of control in what can feel like a chaotic digital world. You're not just waiting for something bad to happen, you're proactively playing defense. Second, it's asterisk proactive protection. Asterisk. You don't have to wait until you spot suspicious activity or get one of those dreaded letters saying your data was part of a massive hack. A credit freeze is all about prevention. Think of it like locking your front door. You don't wait until after a break-in to start locking it, right? You do it every day because it's smart. Freezing your credit is the digital version of that for your financial house. Even the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, put out an alert in January 2025, encouraging folks to consider freezing their credit. Third, it stops new account fraud cold. This is a huge one. If a scammer gets their hands on your social security number and other personal details, which, by the way, can be bought for as little as $2 on the dark web, scary, right? Their main goal is often to open new lines of credit in your name. They might try to get credit cards, take out loans, or finance big purchases. With a freeze in place, most of these attempts get shut down because the lender can't access the credit report they need to approve the application. It's a direct hit to their game plan. Fourth, it can actually encourage a bit of financial discipline. This is a more subtle perk, but it's real. Because you have to take an extra step to temporarily thaw your credit before you apply for a new loan or card, it adds a little moment of friction. That small pause can be just enough to make you think twice about an impulsive credit application. It makes you be a bit more thoughtful about when and why you're looking for new credit. Fifth, like we've said, it's completely free and doesn't hurt your score. This is worth saying again because it's such a big win. There's no financial downside to setting up a freeze. The law makes sure it costs you nothing to place it, lift it, or remove it. And your credit score? It'll just keep on keeping on, totally unaffected. Think about how often identity theft happens. There's an identity theft case roughly every 22 seconds, and it's estimated that about a third of Americans have dealt with some kind of identity theft. With stats like these, using a free and effective tool like a credit freeze is kind of like leaving your wallet on a park bench in a crowded city. The big three, who are these credit bureaus anyway? Before we get into the how-to, let's quickly chat about who's keeping tabs on your credit information. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. These are the three major nationwide credit reporting agencies in the US. You can think of them as giant financial libraries, and each one has its own collection of books, which are your credit reports. These collections are often very similar but not always identical. When you apply for credit, lenders usually check out your book from one, two, or sometimes all three of these libraries to see how risky it might be to lend to you. Experian. A global leader in consumer and business credit reporting. They offer data and analytical tools to clients all over the world. Equifax. Another big name, Equifax organizes, pulls together and analyzes data on over 820 million consumers and more than 91 million businesses worldwide. TransUnion, the third key player. TransUnion also keeps credit information on hundreds of millions of consumers globally, providing insights to both businesses and individuals. Now listen up, because this is really important. You need to freeze your credit with each of these three bureaus separately. Freezing with just Experian doesn't mean your TransUnion or Equifax reports are automatically frozen. Think of it like having three different doors to your house. You need three separate locks. If one door is unlocked, a thief might still sneak in. So, for the best protection against new account fraud, you've got to contact Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. These bureaus are the gatekeepers. By telling all three to freeze your reports, you're effectively putting up that strong digital wall we talked about. Let's do this. Your step-by-step guide to freezing your credit. All right, enough chit-chat, let's get down to business. Freezing your credit is actually pretty straightforward, especially if you do it online. You can often get all three bureaus done in about 30 to 45 minutes if you're starting from scratch. We'll go through it bureau by bureau. General info. You'll probably have this ready for each one before you start. Grab this stuff. Having it handy will make things go much smoother. Your full name. Make sure to include any suffixes like junior, senior, or the three. Your date of birth, month, day, and year. Your social security number. This is key for them to find your specific credit file, your current full address, and maybe previous addresses if you've moved in the last couple of years. Your email address. Most online processes need this for setting up your account and for communication. Your phone number, also usually required. Sometimes, especially if you're doing it by mail or if they have trouble verifying who you are online, they might ask for copies of identifying documents. This could include a copy of your driver's license or another government-issued ID, a copy of a utility bill, like gas, electric, or water, or a bank statement in your name at your current address to prove where you live, a copy of your social security card, though this is less common for online freezes if your other info matches up. For online freezes, you usually won't need to upload these unless the system can't automatically confirm it's you. A. Freezing your credit with Experian. Experian is one of the big three, so let's walk through how to get your freeze set up with them. The quickest route is usually online. Go to Experian's security freeze page. The easiest way to find the right page is to just search Experian Security Freeze or Experian Credit Freeze online. Make sure you're on the official Experian website. Their main site usually has a section for credit freezes or identity theft protection. Experian's direct page might be something like experian.com/freeze/center.html or a similar address. Start the freeze request. On Experian's freeze page, you'll likely see options to place a freeze, lift a freeze, or manage an existing one. You'll want to choose the option to place or add a security freeze. Experian lets you manage your freeze through a free Experian account. If you don't have one, you'll need to set one up. Provide your personal info. This is where that list of information you gathered comes in. You'll be asked to enter your full name, address, social security number, date of birth, and email. Be super careful here. Typos can cause delays or stop the system from finding your file. Identity verification. Experian, just like the other bureaus, needs to be sure you are who you say you are before they lock down your credit file. If you're doing it online, this often means answering some security questions. These are usually multiple choice questions based on your credit history, like, which of these addresses have you lived at? Or, you might have taken out a car loan around which of these dates? Just answer them as best as you can. If you're creating a new account, you'll also set up a username and password. Confirmation and PIN password management. Once they've verified your identity and processed the freeze request, Experian will confirm that your credit report is frozen. In the past, bureaus would give you a PIN to manage your freeze. However, Experian now mostly uses your online account login, username, and password to manage your freeze, saying you don't need a separate PIN for their system anymore. It is super important to keep your login details for your Experian account somewhere very safe and secure. This is how you'll temporarily thaw or permanently remove the freeze later if you need to apply for credit. Losing this info can make unfreezing your credit a real pain. Online freeze requests are usually processed super fast, often right away or within an hour. What if I want to use the phone or mail for Experian? By phone, Experian's phone number for credit freezes is typically 1-800-88. Experian 1-888-397-3742. You'll likely navigate an automated system and might need to answer security questions or give your info verbally. By mail. You can also request a freeze by mail. You'd usually need to download a specific form from their website or write a letter with all your identifying information: full name, address, SSN, DOB, previous addresses if you moved recently, copies of ID like your driver's license and a utility bill. Mail requests take longer. The Bureau has 3 business days to place the freeze after they get your request. The address is usually something like Experian Security Freeze, P.O. Box 9554, Allen, Texas 75013. B. Freezing your credit with Equifax. Next up, Equifax. The process here will feel pretty similar. Go to Equifax's Security Freeze page. Search for Equifax Security Freeze or Equifax Credit Freeze. You're looking for the official Equifax page, often under a URL like equifax.com/personal/credit-report-services/credit-freeze/. Create or log in to your My Equifax account. Equifax uses an online portal called My Equifax to manage credit freezes. If you don't have an account, you'll need to create one. This will mean giving your personal info, name, address, SSN, DOB, email, and setting up a username and password. Request the security freeze. Once you're logged in, find the section for managing your credit freeze. There should be a clear option to place a security freeze. Identity verification, if needed. Just like Experian, if you're setting up a new account or if there are any issues, you might be asked security questions based on your credit history. Equifax might also offer to verify your identity by sending a one-time PIN via text message. Confirmation and access details. After you successfully submit your request, Equifax will confirm that your freeze is active. Like Experian, Equifax now mainly uses your My Equifax account, username and password to manage the freeze, rather than a separately issued PIN, though PINs were used in the past. Make sure your My Equifax login details are stored securely. Online requests are typically processed very quickly. What if I want to use the phone or mail for Equifax? By phone, Equifax's number for freeze requests is usually 1-800-349-9960 or 1-888-298-0045. You'll follow an automated system or talk to a representative. By mail, you can mail a request to Equifax. You'll need to provide your identifying information and possibly copies of documents. The address is typically Equifax Information Services, LLC, P.O. Box 105788, Atlanta, Georgia 30348, 5788. Remember, mail takes longer. C. Freezing your credit with TransUnion. Last but definitely not least, let's freeze your credit with TransUnion. Go to TransUnion's Security Freeze page. Search TransUnion Security Freeze or TransUnion Credit Freeze. The official TransUnion page will often be linked from their main site or have a URL like transunion.com/credit-freeze. Create or log into your TransUnion account. TransUnion also requires you to create an online account or log in if you already have one to manage your freeze. This will involve the usual input of your personal details: name, address, SSN, DOB, email, and setting up your account login. Initiate the freeze. Once you're in your account, find the credit freeze section. There will be an option to add a freeze or something similar. Identity verification. TransUnion might use security questions based on your credit history or two-factor authentication, like sending a code to your email or phone to make sure it's really you. Confirmation and secure your credentials. When you're done, TransUnion will confirm your credit report is frozen. Just like with the other two, your TransUnion online account login details are what you'll use to manage the freeze. Store these safely. Online freeze requests with TransUnion are also very fast, often taking effect almost immediately. What if I want to use the phone or mail for TransUnion? By phone, the number for TransUnion freezes is typically 1-800-916-8800 or 1-888-909-8872. By mail, mail your request with all the necessary identifying info and any required document copies to TransUnion. The address is often TransUnion LLC, P.O. Box 160, Woodland, Pennsylvania 19094. Again, give it extra time for mail processing. Key takeaway for all three bureaus: doing it online is generally the fastest and easiest way to place a freeze. It usually takes effect within an hour, often much quicker. Phone requests are also pretty quick. Mail is the slowest option. You did it! Once you've done this with all three bureaus, you've put up a serious barrier against new account identity theft. Give yourself a pat on the back! The Oops, I Need Credit. How to temporarily thaw your freeze. Life happens. You might decide to apply for that new credit card with awesome rewards, buy a car, refinance your mortgage, or even rent a new apartment that needs a credit check. When your credit is frozen, legitimate applications will also get blocked. So you'll need to temporarily thaw or lift your freeze. The good news is that unfreezing is also free, and if you do it online or by phone, very quick by law, the bureaus have to lift the freeze within 1 hour for these kinds of requests. How to thaw your credit freeze. The process is a lot like placing the freeze, just in reverse. Decide which bureaus to thaw. You can thaw your credit with 1, 2, or all 3 bureaus. It's often a good idea to ask the potential lender which credit bureaus they use. If they only use Experian, for example, you only need to thaw your Experian report. This keeps your other reports locked down tight. If you're not sure, or if they check all three, then you'll need to thaw all three. Go to the Bureau's website or call mail. Experian. Log into your Experian account online. Look for the option to unfreeze, thaw, or schedule a thaw. You can choose to lift the freeze permanently, usually not recommended unless you have a very specific reason, or more commonly, temporarily. For a temporary lift, you'll pick a start date and an end date for the thaw. So, if you know you'll be car shopping for the next week, you can set the thaw for just that period. Equifax. Log into your My Equifax account. Find the freeze management section. You'll have options to temporarily lift or permanently remove the freeze. Choose the temporary lift and set your dates. TransUnion. Log into your TransUnion account. Go to the credit freeze section. You'll see options like remove freeze or temporarily lift freeze. Select the temporary lift and specify the dates. Use your PIN or account login. You'll need the PIN they originally gave you, if that's still their system and you have it. Or, more commonly these days, your online account username and password to authorize the thaw. This is why keeping that info safe is so important. Confirmation. The Bureau will confirm that your thaw request has been processed. For online phone requests, this should happen within an hour. It's probably smart to wait a few minutes after unfreezing before the lender tries to pull your report, just to be safe. Permanent versus temporary lift, thaw. This is what most people do, and it's generally the best approach. You set a specific date range for when your report will be accessible. After the end date, the freeze automatically snaps back into place. This is great because you don't have to remember to refreeze it. Permanent removal. This means your credit report will stay unfrozen until you actively go back in and freeze it again. This carries the risk of forgetting to refreeze, leaving you vulnerable. Generally, only use this if you have a very specific long-term reason for needing your credit accessible and you're super diligent about refreezing it right after. Important note on timing for mail requests. If you ask for a thaw by mail, the bureaus have 3 business days asterisk after they get your request asterisk to process it. So, if you're mailing a thaw request, plan way ahead. Unfreezing is designed to be flexible. You're in the driver's seat for when your report is accessible, not a silver bullet. What a credit freeze asterisk. Dozen T asterisk. While a credit freeze is an incredibly useful tool, it's good to have realistic expectations. It's not some kind of magic shield that stops asterisk all asterisk types of identity theft or fraud. Here's what a credit freeze typically asterisk does not asterisk do. Prevent fraud on existing accounts. This is a big one. If a thief gets your current credit card number and starts racking up charges, a credit freeze won't stop that. The freeze only blocks the opening of new accounts. You still need to keep a close eye on your existing bank and credit card statements for any funny business, and report it right away. Stop all types of identity theft. Identity theft is a pretty broad term. A credit freeze is mainly effective against new account fraud. It won't necessarily stop tax identity theft, where someone uses your social security number to file a bogus tax return and steal your refund. Medical identity theft, where someone uses your personal info to get medical care or prescriptions. Criminal identity theft, where someone gives your name to the cops if they get arrested. Employment identity theft, where someone uses your SSN to get a job. Account takeover. Fraud, where a scammer gets into your existing online accounts, like your bank, email, or social media. Prevent you from getting your own credit report. You can still get your own credit reports from all 3 bureaus, even when they're frozen. In fact, you're entitled to free weekly credit reports from all 3 at annualcreditreport.com. Checking these regularly is still a really smart move. Stop pre-screened credit offers. You know those "you're pre-approved" credit card offers that show up in your mailbox? A credit freeze won't stop those. They're usually based on soft inquiries, which aren't blocked by a freeze. If you want to stop getting those, you need to visit optoutprescreen.com or call 1-888-5-OPT-OUT, 1-888-567-8688. Prevent certain entities from accessing your report. Even with a freeze, some folks can still see your report. These usually include your existing creditors for managing your accounts, like reviewing your account or changing your limit. Debt collection agencies trying to collect a debt you owe. Government agencies if they have a court order, warrant, or subpoena, for instance, for child support. Companies you've allowed to screen you for employment. Insurance companies for underwriting. Utility companies or cell phone providers for setting up new service. though a freeze asterisk might asterisk impact their ability to check credit for brand new accounts. Understanding these limits is important. A credit freeze is a crucial layer of defense, but it should be part of a bigger plan to protect your identity. That plan includes using strong passwords, monitoring your accounts, being cautious about phishing scams, and shredding sensitive documents. Credit freeze versus fraud alert versus credit lock, what's the difference? You might have heard about fraud alerts or credit locks and wonder how they stack up against a credit freeze. They're all tools to help protect your credit, but they work a bit differently. Credit freeze, security freeze. What it does, stops most access to your credit report, which prevents new accounts from being opened unless you explicitly say it's okay, by thawing the freeze. Control, you're in charge of when to freeze and thaw. Cost-free thanks to federal law. Impact on score, none. Legal backing, federally regulated so it offers strong consumer protections. Best for proactive, strong protection against new account fraud for pretty much everyone. Fraud alert, what it does, puts a notice on your credit report asking lenders to take extra steps to verify your identity before opening a new account or making changes to existing ones, like calling you. It does asterisk not asterisk block access to your report. Types, initial fraud alert, lasts for 1 year and you can renew it. You only need to tell one bureau, and they'll let the other two know. You can get a free copy of your credit report from each bureau when you place it. Extended fraud alert lasts for 7 years. This one requires an identity theft report, like one you'd file with the FTC or a police report. You get 2 free credit reports from each bureau within 12 months. Active duty alert for military members on deployment. Lasts 1 year and is renewable. You also only need to contact one bureau. It offers free electronic credit monitoring. Cost-free. Impact on score, none. Best for good if you think you've been a victim of identity theft or your info was exposed in a breach. It's an extra layer or a good option if you don't want the small hassle of thawing a freeze. You can even use it along with a freeze. Credit lock. What it does. Similar to a freeze, it limits access to your credit report. They're often advertised as being easier to lock and unlock quickly through an app. Control. Usually managed through a mobile app or website provided by the bureau or a third-party service. Cost. This is a key difference. Credit locks asterisk might asterisk have a fee, often as part of a credit monitoring subscription. For instance, Experian's credit lock is part of a paid subscription, while Equifax offers a free lock and alert service, but it only covers your Equifax report. TransUnion is phasing out its lock feature on some platforms in 2025. Impact on score, generally none, but always check the terms. Legal backing. Credit locks are products offered by the bureaus, not required by federal law in the same way freezes are. This means they might have fewer legal protections. The rules are set by the bureau, not by law. Best for maybe for people who really want the convenience of quick, app-based locking/unlocking and are okay with paying for it or using a free version that has limitations. However, since freezes are free and have strong legal backing, they're usually the top recommendation for most people. The bottom line, for the strongest, legally backed and free protection against crooks opening new accounts in your name, a credit freeze is generally seen as the best way to go. Fraud alerts are a good backup, especially if you think your info has been recently compromised. Credit locks can be convenient, but they might cost you and offer fewer protections. Best practices and keeping your fortress strong. You've done the main job by setting up your freezes. Awesome! Now, just a few last tips to make sure your financial fortress stays as secure as possible. Guard your credentials, PINs, passwords. This is so important. Store the usernames, passwords, and any PINs if you were given them and still need them for a specific bureau's process, though most now rely on online account access. For each bureau's freeze management system, somewhere asterisk, super asterisk, secure. Think about using a password manager, a locked physical file, or another method that's both safe and easy for asterisk you asterisk to access. Losing these can make thawing your credit a real pain. Keep monitoring your accounts. Remember, a freeze doesn't stop fraud on accounts you already have. Regularly check your bank statements, credit card statements, and any other financial accounts for charges you don't recognize. Report any suspicious activity to your financial institution right away. Check your credit reports regularly. Even with a freeze, it's smart to look at your credit reports from all 3 bureaus every so often. You can get free copies weekly at annualcreditreport.com. Check them for any mistakes or accounts you don't know. Errors can happen, and spotting them early is key. Be smart when thawing. Only thaw your credit when you absolutely need to and for the shortest time possible. If you can, ask the lender which bureau they use so you only have to thaw that specific report. And remember to let the freeze automatically go back into effect if you chose a temporary lift. Freeze credit for your kids too, if you have them. Child identity theft is a growing issue. Scammers can use a child's clean social security number to open accounts, and it can go unnoticed for years. You can and really should freeze your child's credit. The process involves giving them documents to prove you're the parent or guardian and to confirm their identity. Each bureau has specific forms and instructions for this, usually on their websites or by calling them. For example, Equifax has a minor freeze request form. Think about freezing for other adults if you have the authority. You can also request freezes for an adult who can't manage their own affairs if you have legal permission, like a power of attorney, or sometimes for a spouse. TransUnion, for instance, lets spouses request freezes for each other by phone. This usually requires paperwork like court orders or a power of attorney. Stay alert for other scams. A credit freeze is one great tool, but keep practicing good digital habits. Use strong, unique passwords for all your online accounts. Be suspicious of phishing emails and calls. Shred documents with personal info before you toss them. And be careful about who you share your personal information with. Think of your credit freeze as the main gate to your castle. These best practices are like the alert guards, the strong walls, and the deep moat that make your defenses even tougher. The peace of mind payoff. A quick recap. We've gone over a lot, so let's quickly sum up the amazing value of what you've hopefully just done or are about to do. You've seriously cut down your risk of new account identity theft. This is one of the nastiest and most time-consuming types of fraud to fix. You've done it for free. Protecting your financial identity this well doesn't cost a penny. Your credit score is not affected. It stays exactly the same, freeze or no freeze. You are in control. You get to decide when to thaw your credit for legitimate reasons and when to keep it locked down tight. You've gained priceless peace of mind. Knowing this strong protection is in place lets you worry a lot less about the what-ifs of data breaches and fraudsters. In a time when our personal data feels more vulnerable than ever, a credit freeze puts power back in your hands. It's a simple step with a huge impact on your financial security. You've taken a massive step towards making your financial information a much tougher target for those who'd misuse it. If you haven't already paused and started freezing your credit with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion ***, do it now. I'm serious. Don't put this off. The 30-45 minutes it takes is such a small investment for the incredible protection and peace of mind it brings. Think of it as one of the most important financial tasks you can check off your list this year. Was this guide helpful? Did it make the credit freeze process a little less mysterious for you? If so, please ***, give this a thumbs up ***. It really helps other people find this information. ***. Subscribe *** for more practical tips on protecting your money and figuring out personal finance. And most importantly, ***, share this *** with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anyone you care about who could use this crucial info. Let's help everyone build their own impenetrable digital wall against ID thieves. Conclusion: stopping identity thieves. FAST isn't about fancy software or expensive services. One of the most powerful weapons you have is the simple yet incredibly effective credit freeze. By taking the straightforward steps we've talked about today to contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, you are building that digital wall we mentioned at the beginning. You're making your financial information a much harder target for crooks trying to open fraudulent new accounts. The threat of identity theft is real, and yeah, the statistics can be pretty scary. But you are definitely not powerless. A credit freeze is a proactive, free, and impactful step you can take today to protect your financial future. The tiny inconvenience of having to temporarily thaw your credit when you actually need it is a very small price to pay for the huge security and peace of mind it delivers. Don't wait until you become another statistic. Take control, freeze your credit, build your wall, and rest a little easier knowing you've made it incredibly difficult for fraudsters to mess with your good name. Thanks for tuning in and stay safe out there.